Good evening, everybody. I hope you guys are all doing well. This is the Club of the Man 1993, and I haven't posted any baseball news videos in a while. Kind of taking a break from those right now, but I did feel like I should at least talk about this piece of news as tragedy struck. Sorry about that. Tragedy struck, though, coming out of the Dominican Republic this past Tuesday as former Major Leaguer Octavio Dotel, relief pitcher who pitched for 13 different teams over 15 seasons in the major leagues, sadly passed away early on Tuesday morning at the age of 51. Now, the story reported that Dotel was in attendance at a concert in the Dominican Republic at the Jet Set Club, and the club collapsed. The roof collapsed in the early morning of Tuesday morning. At least at the time of this article posted, which was last night, at least 98 people were killed and nearly 200 more were injured. Yikes, that's horrible. There's still exact details of how the roof collapsed. Still difficult to pin down. But there appear to be hundreds of people in the venue for when the collapse happened. Dozens of people have been pulled out alive, but many have died, and the figures are, of course, likely to change. Dotel was one who was reportedly originally trapped for about 11 hours before being rescued, and initially survived, but he later died on his way to the hospital. He was well known by the baseball fans because he pitched in the majors for over a decade with various teams except for 13 teams and 15 big league seasons. He originally debuted with the Mets in 1999. He was then traded to the Astros, had 2000 season. I believe his longest stint was with the Astros from 2000 to like mid-2004, where he originally started as a starter and eventually moved into a relief role, in 2001, he had a breakthrough year when he posted a 2.66 ERA, tossed 105 innings and over 61 appearances, and only 4 of those at the time being starts. He then would continue to bounce around with teams like the Athletics, the Yankees, the Royals, Braves, White Sox, Pirates, Dodgers, Rockies, Blue Jays, Cardinals, who he won his only World Series with in 2011, and the Tigers. He finished his career with a 3.78 ERA in 758 games, 109 saves, and 127 holds. And again, he was part of the 2011 World Series Cardinals team, and he was also a part of a combined no-hitter with the Astros back in 2003. He would retire in 2014. There was also a video from a few days earlier, or like a final post that his wife posted with them talking about their love and whatnot on Instagram. Very bittersweet, of course, for sure. But yeah, I remember reading other articles, and there's other relatives of former major leaguers, like Nelson Cruz's sister, I think, was also somebody else who did not survive this tragedy, and a few other relatives, can't remember who. But I remember I was reading, I'm like, oh crap! I thought first I read that the actual players were the ones who were involved with this accident as well. But of course, as of now, Octavio Dotel was one of those. So other guy named Tommy Blanco or something like that from the Nationals, didn't really know who he was, but he was another one of them as well. So yes, definitely my thoughts and prayers to everyone who was involved in this tragedy. Again, I do remember Dotel when he briefly came to the Pirates in 2010 or 2011. He kind of was like a piece to help out the Pirates bullpen that was still part of a building team at the time. He had passed on the role to the closer's role, that is, to Joel Hanrahan when he was traded to the Dodgers during the trade deadline that year as well. That's one memory I have, of course, of him. But yeah, he was definitely a great reliever. Never was an all-star, though. I was surprised that I thought he would have had an all-star appearance or two. But yep, he was never an all-star. But he was definitely a very solid reliever for anyone's bullpen. Again, Octavio Dotel has died after an accident from a collapsing roof into the Dominican Republic this past Tuesday. He was 51 years old.